Mayor Sly James is delivering his State of the City address. This is live. Let's listen in.
Back then, Kansas City was in the doldrums. Citizen satisfaction surveys were hitting lows. Local business survey results were the same. And we had a nationwide reputation for being closed for business. Downtown was only starting to crawl out of the doldrums. The recession was continuing, and the subprime mortgage crisis was rearing its ugly head, especially on Kansas City's east side. Cerner and Sporting KC had abandoned their plans to develop offices and a soccer stadium on the old Bannister Mall site. Instead, they went to Wyandotte County. Frankly, there just wasn't a whole lot of good news or things that made us very proud. And then stuff started to happen. In 2011, Google Fiber chose Kansas City's, both Kansas cities, as the first cities for its new gigabit fiber. People around the country started talking about Kansas City. Why Kansas City? What makes Kansas City so special? Why would Google go there? And all of a sudden, we had a reason to start telling people, anyone who asked, or anyone who would listen, about our city. This new notoriety and all the press and tweets that went with it gave us a new way to tell the Kansas City story. The momentum started and our collective attitude began to change. People started to feel a sense of pride in Kansas City. People around the country became more curious about what had until then been nothing more than flyover country to them. Tech entrepreneurs discovered that Kansas City was a great place to start up. They moved here just to plug into Google Fiber's gigabit connectivity. Many of those startups were run by millennials who had very different attitudes about the collisions between jobs, careers, lifestyle, and families than their baby boomer parents. A new energy started to build in the community. The Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts opened in late 2011 and immediately injected a brand new life into the west side of downtown. Major League Baseball brought the 2012 All-Star Game to Kansas City, and we showed out. People from around the world and around the country here for the first time were heard to say, "I had no idea." They wrote letters to the editor, tweets, Facebook posts praising our city and our family of citizens. We got started on the Leon Mercer Jordan Police Campus on the east side. And in late 2012, voters approved the KC streetcar linking River Market with Union Station, and we got to work. Construction cranes started reaching for the sky shortly thereafter, many of them along the streetcar route. The streetcar also gave us a chance to replace 2.2 miles of water and sewer lines, some of it from the 1880s, which had caused flooding in the central business district for years. In the process, we created a spine for a whole new tech infrastructure called Smart and Connected City, which we will proudly open when the streetcar starts rolling down Main Street with the street party to top all street parties on May 6 and 7. And best of all, we gave our psyche a boost. Momentum continued to build. KC started to appear on shirts, caps, mugs, socks, underwear, ties, beer, and virtually everything that an entrepreneur could write it on. Visitors from across the metro area and the region came here to enjoy our city's great cultural and entertainment offerings. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art was rated the top museum in the nation based on Yelp reviews. The World War I Museum at Liberty Memorial is number 5 on that same list. The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the American Jazz Museum in the 18th and Vine District, Sprint Center, KC Live, and much, much more were attractions to people from all around the region and the country. And the good feeling and the growth wasn't just downtown. The city's housing stock emerged from an 8-year federal receivership in 2013, and we finished the long-awaited Beacon Hill residential development. New student housing and streetscape improvements transformed the face of truce between Hospital Hill and Beacon Hill. Bannister Mall was cleared, and Cerner returned and started work on a new campus that will ultimately be home to over 16,000 jobs. We cut the ribbon on Twin Creeks infrastructure in the Northland, which already is sprouting new development. And the Royals got better too.